Narcisse, we are here at New York Comic Con.
I thought that's what you were doing.
I'm here at Comic Con, New York Comic Con in the DC Comics booth, talking to Gerard Way and Nick Derington. You may know Gerard, of course, from being the front man for My Chemical Romance, but he's also been a longtime comic book lover and creator. He's behind a pop-up imprint in DC Comics called Young Animal, which is refreshing some old DC Comics property with new takes, new talent. You are spearheading the ideas for most of the books and writing Doom Patrol.
Yes.
And Cave Carson has a bionic cybernetic eye.
Yes.
Doom Patrol is out already, and the first issue just came out. So I want to talk to you about Doom Patrol and Young Animal, some of the ideas you're trying to put into play in the book. Doom Patrol is supposed to be weird, always supposed to be weird.
Yeah.
And the thing that struck me on reading the first issue is, where do you find the balance between delivering something that's digestible enough to keep people hooked and also honors the spirit of freakish superhero action that what goes all the way back to the 1960s?
I think the balance there is, you can't just have weirdness for weirdness' sake.
Right.
It's got to mean something, and it's got to count. In a lot of ways that you could have it count is by how the characters react to stuff. And in Doom Patrol, we see characters reacting as if nothing's a big deal.
Right.
And I kind of dig that, And so it really lets you focus on what's going on inside the characters' heads and things like that while this weird stuff's happening.
Yeah, because the new character, the paramedic, whose name I'm forgetting right now, but
Casey.
Casey, she watches Robot Man get hit by a garbage truck, and it's not like she freaks out. She picks up the pieces and brings them home and start wearing his shoulders.
Yeah, she's like, this is what I'm going to do right now. I'm just going to pick up this robot. I've never seen a robot, but whatever.
And can we talk about, so is the idea in the series that the Doom Patrol team has been active this whole time? We haven't been seeing them because Cliff, Robot Man, is in his other micro dimension, fighting creatures, and Niles Calder's off making music somewhere.
Yeah.
It's not like you trying to reinvent their origin story. They've been active this whole time.
Well, active in a certain sense. The last time Doom Patrol was an official comic with its own title, it was abruptly canceled.
Right.
So even when you read the Giffen run, it ends with, I think he writes something at the end, kind of like, I guess that's it, bye.
Which is what happened with the 60s version, too.
Right. In the 60s version, they had the creators in the comic we need you to save this story.
They went meta even back in the 60s.
Right, they went meta. So, so is your idea that they've been continuing to live these fictional lives that we haven't been seeing?
That we haven't been seeing, but they've been separated.
Right.
And that's the thing that we don't know all the details about yet, but they have been separated, and now something is drawing them together.
So I want to pull out larger a little bit away from just Doom Patrol to the whole Young Animal line. I want to know why these specific characters, why Shade, why Cave Carson, especially Cave Carson, because he's like a Silver Age artifact who's like a one-note character.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a spelunker, I'm a super spelunker.
Yep.
So what made you decide that character was ripe for revisitation and reinvention?
Just the word spelunker, really.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Any reason to say spelunker?
Spelunker.
Yeah.
Spelunker.
I think his bio says something like, while Cave Carson doesn't have any superpowers, he's an expert geologist and really good at hand-to-hand combat. And I was like, and he has a cybernetic eye. And I was like, this guy's great.
I can work with that.
Yeah, I can. He has almost nothing about him.
But what is about these characters that appeal to you? Is it because they're all kind of outlier fringe properties?
Well, some of it had to do with original Vertigo, so part of it was...
The legacy of that.
Yeah, the legacy of original Vertigo. So it was like, I knew I wanted Doom, and then I was like, all right, one more from the old Vertigo, and then it was like, all right, let's bring in Shade, but totally change it. And then it became about, all right, now let's pick two that'll set Young Animal apart from Vertigo. Because I don't think Cave Carson would have had a Vertigo book back in the day.
No, he was too square.
Or any book. Yeah.
And I also want to see what's next for the line. You've talked a little bit about hopefully expanding with special projects and stuff.
Yeah.
The thing that I'm most excited about is Tom Scioli on that Super Friends. I mean, come on!
I know.
I've seen some of the preview art; it looks insane.
It's insane.
So, talk to me about Super Friends, the most mainstream, crunchy, friendly, unthreatening version of those superheroes. What made you decide to bring it into this dangerous human sensibility?
Well, it was a weird thing. It was a very unique situation because I'm a huge fan of Tom's. I kind of conceptualize all the books, so we don't do submissions and things like that.
Right.
But
Sorry, everybody. No submissions.
He hit me up on Twitter through a DM. He's like, "You need to do superpowers," and I was like, "You need to do superpowers."
It was just that easy, huh?
Yeah, it was that easy. I was like, "Tom Scioli's doing super." I was like, "Yeah, it's like because he is doing a toy comic right now. He's
Right.
literally
Yeah. The Transformers vs. G.I. Joe is insane.
Insane. I remember that Free Comic Book Day issue had such a massive impact on me. I was like, I wish all comics were like this.
And it's also like a great cyclical legacy moment because Jack Kirby did those superpower books back in the day, and Scioli's a big Kirby kind of like appreciator, and he works in that style. So it's this weird, perfect fit. So how weird are we going?
He's unhinged, like literally. He starts off with like telling you the backstory about the Wonder Twins. Like it's real weird, you know. And then I don't want to give away too much, but I think at one point they're watching like a hollow cube or a pyramid, and then they're watching like Joker versus Batgirl on a BMX bike. It's like just crazy.
That's awesome.
And it keeps getting crazier. He's doing pages that have like 30 panels on it.
That's great. So, last question. What are you loving right now? What's bringing you the new weirdness that you love to get from comic books? That's DC, Marvel, anybody.
I think it's outside of comics, really. We could talk a little bit. We were just having a conversation about
our favorite word.
Well, where we're getting the weirdness from.
Oh.
You know.
I'm a YouTube addict. I think that whole world is a brand new, fresh bizarreness.
And you spin the wheel and just
read a video. Yeah, well, I feel bad like spending like 2 hours or even like binge watching 16 hours, but like 20 10-minute videos feels a lot less bad all of a sudden.
Right, it's the same amount of time, but it's in different doses.
And it's like I love the idea like some weird 20-year-old dude just doing his weird thing in his room, literally in front of a webcam. And like, this is so much raw and weird and fun.
Right, it's unmediated.
It's very comics because like. When you make a comic, it's only a couple guys just like bullshitting onto a page.
Right.
So it's very small.
Yeah.
And Gerard, what about you?
I think we're definitely looking like kind of outside comics. Like we're looking for like what the new fringe is. Like, one of the best piece of advice is that Grant gave me when wanting to do Doom Patrol. He's like, you got to find the new weird. He's like, everything that I did is now not that weird anymore. So, then I started to explore, inflation and. Which I don't really want to explain.
Not economic inflation.
No,
not economic inflation.
It's probably, I'm guessing it's inflation of a body part or two.
Well, it's not even body parts. It's really weird. And then people sitting on balloons and things like. I'm trying to find like what are the like real underground people doing, And also like YouTube in a sense too. Like I became obsessed with watching these videos that my daughter found where it's a grown person playing with children's toys.
Yeah, no.
It's a huge part of YouTube.
It's a huge part of YouTube.
Yes.
But I became like fascinated with the people that do it. And so that'll make its way into Doom Patrol.
So I have a thing I do with my daughter. At dinner time, when she's eating dessert, I let her watch a few videos on YouTube. Usually it's like Let's Play of like iOS games and stuff.
Yeah.
But there are these weird like outlier iOS games like where it's like, watch Elsa from Frozen have surgery and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm like, she's like, Daddy, can I watch this one? I'm like, no, you can't. Maybe not even in a couple of years.
And again, those cool little programs like that are like made by a couple people.
Right, right. And they're drafting off the popularity of something mainstream, but also like subverting it in really wrong
very
ways.
Much so,
yeah. All right, Gerard, Nick, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
They're doing Doom Patrol from DC Comics. It's out now, and Gerard is spearheading the Young Animal line from DC, and they'll be rolling out over the next few months. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.